This is Brian, and welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy for the NES. Last time, we went through our class change by getting the Rat's Tail in the Castle of Ordeal, proving our courage to Bahamut, the Dragon King. And then we went ahead and started stocking up our magic for all of our characters that we could afford. Can't use these yet, but I do have them now. Next time we level up in the next level or two, I should start getting some spell casts there. So now we need to go ahead and figure out what we need to do to continue on with the story. Make progress in the game. Not that what we did last time wasn't progress, but I mean, technically you don't have to go through the class change to beat the game if you don't want to. I think it's just very helpful. Alright, let's go to this other town here we saw. There was that other one way through the forest too, but a Naocho? I believe in other versions of this game they call this a Neo Ocho. Basically just a souped up version of the other Ocho we ran into back around Crescent Lake. Yeah, so like I was saying, the other town that we couldn't get to yet, here's a regular Ankylo. We ran into the red ones before and they were pretty tough. This guy's pretty tough too. Has really heavy armor, so it takes a lot to attack him and cause any damage. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked there, but anyway, that other town... Apparently those people have some strange language that people can't understand. So we might not be able to get much done there yet anyway. This town is called Onrock, I believe. Here we have an item shop. What do they have? Well, he has quite a few things here. We have, soft, pure, heal, house, and cabin. There's a clinic. We have some people around here. Have you found Oxyale? Okay. No, I haven't, but it's been mentioned before. I don't know what it is. Until 200 years ago, the mermaids lived in the shrine. Then, in fire and smoke, it sank. The mermaids? Question mark. So there was a shrine around here that sank, and there were mermaids in it. Underhill, the caravan master, had something very strange. Caravan master. The pirate in Gaia said something about selling the ferry to a caravan. My legs are beautiful. It's so nice to have legs. Yeah, I suppose it is, but most people don't go around commenting about it. Avast, ye landlubbers. Stay out of me way. Pirates aren't so friendly. Hope says he saw a shining object fall. Okay. Doesn't really tell me much. Where did he see it fall? This town used to be prosperous 200 years ago. A long time. At least I wouldn't expect anybody here to remember it. Unless their lifespans are longer than normal people. You have legs. Ah, maybe that other girl's been talking to this witch character. My father runs the caravan. He is having a closeout sale near the oasis in the western desert. Alright, well that seems like a lead. We're gonna have to go to an oasis in the desert, maybe. What about the magic here? What do we have? Okay, here's our other level 7 spells. We have Saber and Blind. I'll probably get these two when we can afford it. I don't really care to get Break. It's in Gaia. And our other two white spells, level 7. Heal 3 and a rub. I'll get Heal 3. Probably gonna get the other spells in Gaia, though. Well, well, I see you have been honored. Well, here's a dragon who's living amongst humans. Fables say that when the shrine sank, many treasures were lost. Also, they tell of a cryptic stone plate. Okay, sounds like another item we might be looking for. And we'll find what we need to do with it. My brother, Dr. Un, has studied Lefenish, the language of the Sky Warriors. If he had the slab, he could teach it. Okay, well there we go. We've met Dr. Un before, he was in Melmond. So if we find the slab, which was that stone tablet she was talking about, we can take it to him and he can teach us to speak the language of the Sky People. My name is Cope. I saw it north, near the waterfall. Believe me, I think it was a robot. Alright, well we saw a waterfall when we were flying around, so I guess we can go there. Until 200 years ago, the power of water brought us good fortune. Haven't had good fortune in 200 years, huh? I made a submarine to save the mermaids, but to go deep enough, it will require Oxyale. Well, I hope we don't have to go too deep in that thing. People tend to run into trouble. Submarines once in a while. $300 gold to stay here. We'll go ahead and do that. Save our game. We can't get into that submarine to go to the shrine until we get Oxyale, apparently. Only the ferry can get Oxyale, and the ferry was sold to a caravan. So let's go look for the caravan. Let's use that Zeus gauntlet here and see what that does finally. And yeah, now my top two characters both have ice swords, so they can both do pretty good damage. There we go. Yeah, I believe the Zeus gauntlet uses lightning too, so it's a nice free cast of that spell. Yeah, basically, once you start getting those good items towards the end of the game, you really don't have to use your magic as much anymore. When I was younger and played through the game, I didn't know that that was possible, so I mean, a lot tougher to get through the game. Here we have some gators with the Hydra. Go ahead and use the gauntlet again. These look like they must be pretty tough. There was a nice critical hit. I was hoping that we would use that heal staff before the battle was over. Alright. Let's see, since he got the level 17, yes, I do have one cast of my spells now. I suppose one benefit of getting to the class change at a fairly low level is that you do get more potential spells. Like, if you wait too long to get your class change for some reason, you might not be able to get as many spells per level. Although I think for your ninja and your knight, they're going to max out at 4 per level anyway. For your wizards, they'll be able to get up to 9 casts per level, I believe. I'm not sure if you'll get that for level 8 by the end or not. Probably depends on what level you're at when you get through class change and if you actually get up to level 50. Alright. Here's a little patch of desert that's separate from the rest of the desert, so maybe that's what they're calling the oasis. Let's try and see if we can go in there. Yep, here we go. Uh-oh. 50,000 gold. I'd spent all my money, so... guess I'm going to have to do a little bit of level grinding here. Gold grinding. Get that money. Here we have a couple of worms. Have any weapons that we can sell? Sell that coral sword. If you notice, though, there are no weapons or armor shops in this town. Go find this town guy here. Okay, we get half of what that's worth, so we're up to 11,000. Actually, I have one place that I think I can go, since we need the money, so I'm not just walking back and forth and level grinding. Let's go see if we can check out the waterfall that kid mentioned. A lot of the battles we fight, I'm probably just going to spam these items. Try to keep my party topped off for HP, save magic. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't want to fight this one. Go ahead and run away. Preferably before they all attack us. All the way up the river here. Again, they get to attack first and poison me. Right. Actually, though, I think before I go through here, I'm gonna use a quick tent out here. Let's see if we can find that robot in the waterfall. Wizard mummy and a mummy. Let's see what kind of experience we can get for this. They don't look too hard. $1,300 gold. I'll take that. Have some bats. And it looks like it's kind of a maze here. I believe there's only one room with treasure that you have to look for. And you basically just want to keep heading to the right or to the left as much as you can. Okay, got one of them. Pretty hard hit. Okay, keep going left. Okay, we get to attack first, so I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of this. It could be worth quite a bit of gold. Probably the wizard mummy that's worth the most, and there's only one of them, but we'll see what we can get. Hopefully the Zeus Gauntlet will take out most of the regular ones. Alright, not so much. And he gets to use that here pretty quickly. This might finish him off. Love to see it. $2,800 gold. Nice, nice, nice. If I would stop trying to walk into the wall, be alright. Alright, we had a couple of these guys in the Castle of Ordeals. Cause us too much of a problem there. Should be okay here. Alright, easy enough. Alright, let's head down here. I believe. Wanna go? Yeah, I really like this setup at this point. You have the white mage using the heal staff to keep us topped off on life. My heavy hitters up top, and my mage using his gauntlet. Feel like it could almost stay in a dungeon like this indefinitely without having to come out to heal up. Alright, there's our treasure room. We're not looking for treasure though, we're looking for a robot. See if he's in there. $50 damage. Must have high evasion or armor or something. Where are we up to on gold? We're almost halfway there. Maybe. There's a guy walking around. Is that our robot? Little bit reluctant on this one. Actually, I'm gonna use a Fire 3. Actually, I have my lightning charge here. Why don't we try that out? Because that should be able to take on all these cockatrices, because I don't want them to petrify me. I don't know if the Zeus Gauntlet would be enough to take them out in one attack or not. There we go. Yeah, looks like it should be able to take out all of them. So we can finish off the mummies. Alright, finally got White Wizard up to level 17. What do we get for magic now? Looks like another level 2. Another level 6. Okay. Take this cube. With it, you can transfer to the floating castle. Okay. From where, I wonder? Wizard staff? Ribbon. Alright, we have 33 and 62. Now if I put a ribbon on him, what'll that do? Alright, it doesn't give you any more defense, but I think it protects you from status effects. At least I know Ribbons did that in other games, so I kind of think they started it here already, but either way, we're going to equip the ribbon instead of the cap. 13,000 gold. 400. 5,000. And in defense, what is that? That is a sword. The wizard staff, we're going to go ahead and give that to the black mage, because similarly to the Zeus gauntlet, that is an equipment that'll use a spell. I think that one uses Fire 2. Now we have 47 and 83 for my attack. What if I equip that? Brings my damage up by 1 and my hit percentage up by quite a bit. That's an improvement. And I believe the defense also can be used as an item in battle. And it'll let you use invisible too. Raises your evasion of the entire party upon cast. I don't ever use that one really, but if you like that style of gameplay and you think that it works, go ahead and try it. I just don't know if that's an effective spell in this game or not. It might be one of those that's broken. Got that stuff though. I'm gonna go ahead and use warp and see what that does. It gets us out of there. Now, level 6 in Crescent Lake also has the exit spell for the white mage once I have enough to go back there and buy it. For now, I don't have any spare money because I need to go get that model caravan. Go ahead and run from them. Frost Giant. Actually, try out my wizard staff, see what that does here. If he gets to attack. Yeah, that was a nice crit with my knight there. So we did not get to see the staff. And taking on my ninja. Let's try and make it across to the desert. Back to the caravan without saving it. I think I'll be alright. Guess I probably should have healed the ninja a little more. But... Wizard staff causes confusion. See, that does make them attack themselves or each other, so that can be effective. Don't usually use those types of spells much. Apparently attacking them doesn't take the confusion away either. A lot of these games, a physical attack would negate the confusion. Okay, we got one of them. More of a battle than I anticipated. Across the desert again, back to the oasis. Thank you, what else? Okay, it looks like he still has bottles here for 50,000, but I don't know why we would want to buy anything else. Pop, the fairy appears, then is gone. Okay. I guess we need to assume that the fairy went back to its home, so why don't we go back to Gaia? See if the fairy is back by that spring we saw. You know, there was that one girl in that town of Gaia that seemed surprised that we were able to make it there to the town in the mountains. But if the pirate was able to sell it to the caravan, that means there is travel between people. So, I guess I don't know. All the way around here. Actually, while I'm here, before I forget, sell that extra cap. So we at least have one empty slot open if we come across some new armor. Let's sell one of our ice swords here. Pirate have anything else to say? No? Alright, there's a fairy. That pirate trapped me in the bottle. I will draw Oxyale from the bottom of the spring for you. Thank you for saving me. Remember, Oxyale will give you air. I have Oxyale. Furnishes fresh air. So now I guess we can go down to the sea shrine in the submarine. So I'm gonna go to the inn here and replenish everything and save my game. Alright. I think we're gonna go ahead and call it there for today though. So next time we'll head back to Onrock and go to the sea shrine and try and see if we can get our third orb and defeat the third fiend. And remember, if you're enjoying this content, please like, comment, and subscribe or follow, and we'll catch you next time.